Hey guys, sorry about the video problem and the late review. Um, I had uploaded the video yesterday and found out there was one. I rarely go back to watch them, and for some reason I clicked on it and realized that the frame froze because the focus was all messed up. So the when it processed in YouTube, it wouldn't process that part. So I realized, deleted the vid. So this is now, I'm going to redo the whole vid. So for those of you who already watched part of that vid, I might say some things again. But yeah, sorry guys, like it was rough. It was such a rough weekend for me there, getting sick, and then we had the loss on top of it. You know, it's funny because we should have been winning these games, and I thought, oh yeah, we'll get in there. We'll have, a good opportunity at a streak, and we're just, honestly, guys, I think we're just pelted with the injuries right now, and not to give an excuse to our guys out there, but you can't deny that we're injured pretty harshly. So anyway, I'm going to get into some player, maybe not ratings, but just go over some reviews on the players. Obviously, Bogdan was like absolutely terrible. Dropping the ball like that, and he did it on a couple of occasions. The first one, he should have just caught it. Should never have even been anything for the guy to even get a chance at. And I mentioned this in the vid that I deleted. There was that moment where he must have been looking for someone further out. We had four of our guys right in front of him, and all he had to do is just catch it. Again, like, it wasn't even a hard shot. Could have easily caught it. There's no other thing you should be thinking. And he just two fists it right into Lucas's face. It was so bad. One of the worst things I've ever seen a goalie do. I couldn't believe it. So, we were, right off the get-go, we were in trouble in that game. Obviously, Sacco had a meltdown. Klein and Moreno were, iffy. Skirtle wasn't too bad. I gave him a minus for not blocking that shot. But that was more the keeper's fault, in my opinion. But yeah, Sacco was horrible. He had 7 gigantic minuses. It was so bad. I'm pretty sure he's just injured. I mean, he was worse. I said this in the video, if it didn't freeze by that time, that he was worse than I've seen Lovren at his worst. It was so bad. And I think it's got to be because he's still a bit injured. He did seem like he was limping out there. He didn't... it's like he was getting beaten on those chances and taking those chances because he had to take them. I think he knew he couldn't keep up, and I'm assuming that's because of the injury. So, yeah, it was just terrible, guys. Some guys look good. Henderson was good. I got him for 9 positives. Coutinho was pretty good. 6 positives, 1 minus. Chan did not look great at all. Like he had good moments, and he had really bad moments. It's like typical Chan. Like, he could do great things and he could do horrible things. Lucas was okay in his spot there. Even though times I don't even like Lucas in there, but considering the squad we have, obviously you'd probably want him in there. No, like Firmino, non-existent. Lallana, I don't know. The ball wasn't really getting up to these guys, so I'm trying to not blame our offense, but at the end of the day, like, we didn't score any goals either. You've got to be able to run in back and make things happen sometimes. So it was a pretty rough one, guys. I don't even feel like going over the player rankings. I did so much into that last review, and then I had to delete it, and I've been sick. It's a lot, eh? When everything comes at you like this, it's very hard to to do all this stuff. But, I think, trying to remember some of my points in the other video that I had. All things considered, I'm pretty happy long term with the club. I think Klopp's got us in an upswing. This is just we're seeing issues, but we're also getting so many injuries, and I don't want to make excuses, but it's a reality that you kind of have to realize. So yeah, it's been rough. We've won all the hard games, the tougher games we seem to have no problem with. So I was thinking we wouldn't have a problem with Leicester. It wouldn't be surprising at all if we beat them the way the season's gone. But they're looking so good right now. Mara is feeding the ball to Vardy. I mean, even with 4 defenders, who are we going to put on to stop that? Skirtle's probably out. I think I heard he's out for 3 months. I was talking about him maybe being injured in the last vid I had to delete, but I think he's gone. I think I heard he's gone for 3 months. I'm trying to think of what I was saying to my dad. Maybe move Chan back, take Sacco out because he can't. I think he's still injured. Put in Brad Smith, but don't put him on the wing. I think he's a little taller, so I would put him next to Chan to guard the front of our defense. Moreno would be in there. I guess you'd have to keep Klein in there. That's the best I could think of right now. I mean, would we put Torre in there? I know he's not too fast. I wouldn't want him in there. He's good for maybe a half, but no, and we don't want to waste a sub. That's what I would do. Obviously, putting Chan in the back. I'd love to have Teixeira in there, but he's nowhere to be found. The Teixeira nowhere to be found thing continues, man. It's killing me, but I guess it is what it is, right? What else I don't know. I mean, we're really hurting, and it's funny because everyone's saying don't put Benteke in. I was saying, oh no, he shouldn't start. Things go wrong, and then they start warming up to get him in there. Later on in the second half, but that game was just a total collapse. And you know what? That's what I was gonna say in the previous vid that I had to delete. I was saying, what did I say? It was the season. It's it's become a write-off. It's been so crazy, so volatile. Klopp inherited this team. He's got to work with them, and then the injuries on top of injuries, and it's just when you think it can't get. We're Lovren last week, Skirtle this week. From Sacco was a big injury back then, and now he's supposed to come back in. There's no way. We're getting smoked with the injuries. I don't know. It's just when it rains, it pours, right? So anyway, Mignolet, Milner, you could see how important Milner is. At least someone like that running in there. He might not always do the smartest things. Not to say he's not a smart guy, but he might not always do the wisest moves because he's so hyper. But boy, you need that energy in there. We're missing him. We're missing a player like that. Again, that's why I like Teixeira, because he runs and he's just so excellent with the ball. I don't know. That's its own thing. So yeah, guys, we're really in for an interesting game against Leicester. And as for my win the league pick, looks pretty hopeless now, because it's still halfway through. I'm gonna still hang on to that pick just a little bit, especially with what could happen against Leicester. But I don't want to disappoint you guys with crazy picks. I know it's far-fetched at this point now. Much more reasonable to aim for top 4. Plus, we still got the FA Cup, the Euro Cup, and the Capital One Cup. But you never know if we could just go on a streak, right? But I keep saying that, and I don't know. This happened last year where we had the easy games, and maybe that's a term I should stop saying, because seems to be every time I think that, maybe not every time, but a lot of the times I think that, and these teams are matching us, and they're running and gunning and fighting to stay in the league, or they're on a roll themselves. So, yeah, guys, very disappointed, very hopeful. Long term, things look great with the club. Sometimes you got to go through some more. You see that you're coming through and you're gonna rise and overcome, and then there's one more thing of adversity that hits you, and you got to go through it. You got to go over it. You got to do whatever you got to do. So here we are, right? What would Liverpool football be without some adversity? We've been through so much, but if led the right way, we're the type of club that can be the ultimate, the best. It's been done before, and it can be done again. And again, I feel very confident with Klopp in there. And we'll see what happens with our guys, with our players, who will stay this year, who will go. Will we go on some kind of a tear? Will we have something to show for it? Will we get a trophy? Who knows, right? So, we're still, all things considered, it's not too bad, but this loss, we looked really bad out there, and our defense was just a total mess. Midfield, I don't know, just looked horrible out there. Don't know what else to say, but it happens, and hopefully we can bounce back. It'd be really interesting to see what Klopp does for this Leicester game. But yeah, guys, I wanted to, I got the background here for you guys with the tree. I wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. So thank you so much, guys, for supporting me and watching the videos. It's so hard to get good viewers because of things that go against you when you're trying to do your own thing or trying to do your own channel. So I really appreciate you guys. Without you guys, I would have given up. I wouldn't have kept going, but now I can see that it's totally worth doing, and just for the fun too, especially when we win and I get you guys those reaction videos. When I get you guys those things, man, there's nothing like it. It's a real blast. It's a real trip. So I'm gonna look forward to making more of those as we win. Right now, I'm not sure. We're looking pretty rough out there. About to go against Leicester, who's on a crazy streak. For the most part. So yeah, at least United lost this week, right? But so yeah, guys, I'm hanging in there. I really appreciate you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it for my notes. This was going to be a totally different vid anyway because the other one didn't get uploaded, so it's more of just a nice little rambling for you guys. So I guess that's it for this vid. Can't think of anything else. Gonna enjoy the rest of my coffee. You guys have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys after the Leicester game. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we go get it and get the win. I love you guys. Have a good one and have a Happy New Year as well. Take care.